Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel once again. If you are new, my name is Heather and I am almost to 23 weeks with twins, a boy and a girl, and I'm back with yet another update for you all. I feel like I've been doing a lot of updates and I feel like a lot of them have been negative, which is kind of what today's is as well, which I'm sorry about. I don't mean to be just sharing all these negative things happening, but I am just trying to be really honest, documenting this pregnancy, and it has just not gone the way I thought my pregnancy would go from the moment I found out it was twins. No, from the moment we tried to conceive and couldn't without reproductive help. So I'm just trying to share my how this pregnancy is going, what it's looking like, so I'm just trying to be honest. I went in today for an updated anatomy scan. Since 3 weeks ago we went in and baby girl especially was measuring really small. She was in the 4th percentile for size, so they wanted to wait 3 weeks, have me eat a lot and just lay low. Plus then there's the whole cervix issue, and then I ended up having surgery in that time frame. But we did an updated growth scan and they're so small. It's just hard. Baby girl is in the 1st percentile now. She was 4th, and then baby boy was 24th, and now he's down to the 12th percentile. He's 1 pound, she is 13 ounces. So they've grown, but they're just really small even for twins. So they're both diagnosed with severe IUGR, intrauterine growth restriction, which happens in plenty of pregnancies and with twins, but we're just like in this cusp of not being viable still, especially with their size. A normal growing baby around 23 to 24 weeks, if something dire were to happen, could be viable, you know, in the NICU at that rate. But right now they're so small that even at that time frame they probably won't be viable yet. So then my OB talked to me about I need to meet with a neonatal doctor to just talk about being educated in decisions that would potentially have to be made if something happens and I go into labor and I have to give birth to these babies, that baby girl like really isn't like looking good for making it if that were to happen. I need to talk about at what point, you know, what resuscitation would look like for them, and just be educated and talk to him about, just so that if something happened in the heat of the moment in distress, I'm not making these really important decisions. As far as why they're so small, I forgot to mention this in my last video. I did mention it later on my Instagram, but baby girl's placenta and umbilical cord are the issue for her size. The umbilical cord attached to the end of the placenta instead of the center of the placenta, which is what you want, so then the stems can like reach all of the placenta and go to her. But hers attached at the end, which is just random. The veins or stems don't go all the way through it, so she's not getting full nutrients from her placenta. It's just really frustrating because it's just not at all how I thought this was gonna go. And it feels so out of my control. And it's just like I'm in this really weird window of them like living or not, and having to talk to Alec about decisions of like, what if one makes it and the other doesn't? Or what if something happens in the next couple weeks and they're like barely able to like be alive, and then even if they make it, they're gonna have all these things. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm eating a ton and I'm putting on weight. She says she doesn't want me eating like a ton because she said honestly that's not going to make the babies grow, and then I'm just gonna gain all this weight, and that's not going to be good mentally, and I'm gonna have to, you know, get it off after. Any energy I expend is energy not going to the growth of the babies, and low stress. She was like, I'm so sorry that your surgery last week definitely did not help the low stress category. So like I said, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, and it's just happening the way it's happening. So I go back in 3 weeks from now for another anatomy growth scan, and if they're still measuring small, which she said anticipate that they will be, then I'll be going in every week after that to measure them. They both have great heartbeats, everything else is fine. They're measuring proportionately, so they don't think it's anything like a genetic issue. They're just not growing at the rate they need to be growing at this point, even for twins. So milestone wise right now, I mean, 24 to 25 weeks is like the very maybe cusp of at least baby boy being viable. Then once we get to 28 weeks, it's more likely that both could survive. And then 30 weeks, 32 weeks is pretty likely that they would be okay and survive in NICU care. Of course, all this is NICU. I mean, she really isn't sure that I'll make it past 32 weeks. So I just ask for prayers for these babies because they need them and they need to grow. So that is the update. Thank you so much for continuing to care about this pregnancy and my twin journey here. I know everything happens for a reason, and I just want them to live and be healthy. So thank you guys for tuning in and for subscribing and for listening to me. So many of you moms have reached out to me on Instagram and shared really personal stories, and it means so much to me to really feel like I'm not alone in this, or just hear that like you've been through some really hard things in your pregnancy and your babies are okay now. So it does help. This is just all really not what I expected to be going through, but we're taking it day by day. We are going to stay positive because that is what we can control. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.